everybody. So we've got some pretty significant news this morning regarding the Pittsburgh Penguins and their ownership situation. There's been a lot of rumors and a lot of talk recently about them being sold and Fenway Sports Group being interested in buying the Penguins and all of that. Well, that's been proven to be true because just coming out today, and I'll pull up the article here from NHL.com. I'll also link it in the description if you want to read the full thing yourself. But there's an agreement in place. The Pittsburgh Penguins have been sold to Fenway Sports Group. Now, the transaction isn't official yet because it needs to be approved by the NHL Board of Governors. But once it's approved by the Board of Governors, this is going to happen. So that's kind of the last final step. But if we look through the article here, obviously Penguins have been sold. It says the Pittsburgh Penguins and Fenway Sports Group entered an agreement Monday where Fenway Sports Group will acquire controlling interest in the team. Obviously, they're going to be the majority owner now that has control over what happens with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, Mario Lemieux, who is part of this current ownership group, will remain part of the ownership group, however, just in a minority stake now. And Ron Burkle, who is Lemieux's partner in current ownership, will also remain part of the ownership group. But they will just have lesser roles. They will no longer have a controlling stake in the team. And Fenway Sports Group is going to take over as the majority owners. Now, the sale is not official yet until it's approved by the NHL Board of Governors. I don't know any reason why the Board of Governors would not approve this, but that is kind of the last step that needs to happen before this does become an official ownership change in the NHL. Now, I've read that there doesn't appear to be any sort of major changes coming, like GM, hockey operations is all going to stay the same. Mike Sullivan's still going to be the coach. Like, there's no plans for any sort of major on-ice hockey kind of changes, at least not right now. Maybe you get a year or two into this and maybe, they decide something different, but they're not just going to come in and make massive changes to the Penguins. So I wouldn't expect any sort of noticeable change on the hockey side of things, at least this season. But who knows about the future? They'll have to be established as owners and all of that before they make any decisions that way. But Fenway Sports Groups, they own the Boston Red Sox in Major League Baseball. They own Liverpool in the English Premier League. They're a partner with Jack Roush and Roush Fenway Racing in NASCAR, and they own Fenway Park. John Henry is the principal owner. Tom Werner also plays a big role with this group. And it's funny, LeBron James is one of its partners. So technically LeBron James would be part owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins when this happens, but he doesn't have any like major day-to-day like decision power or anything like that. John Henry will basically become the main owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins like he is for the Boston Red Sox. And what you can see, being, from, Massachusetts and seeing what they do with the Red Sox, I wouldn't expect a whole lot to change with Pittsburgh. Like, they're going to spend to the cap every year. Fenway Sports Group wants winning teams, and they've proven that with the Red Sox, who have won multiple World Series under their ownership. And they're a group that wants to put winning teams out on the playing field, and I would not expect a whole lot to change with I wouldn't expect a whole lot to change with them taking over the Penguins. They're going to spend to the cap. They're going to try and go out and get the best players. They're going to put smart people in hockey operations spots like general manager, like president of hockey ops. They're going to have a good head coach. Like, and they're willing to spend money. I mean, they're a team, they're a group, they're not the team, but they're a group that is willing to go out there and spend money, make big splashes in free agency, or let their GMs make big trades when needed. Like, they're going to be dead set on putting a winning product on the ice. And I think that, that's what we've seen from the Penguins, the last, 15 years. And I don't really expect that to change with if Fenway Sports Group does take over. I think John Henry, Tom Werner, that whole group, their goal is to obviously make money, but they make money by putting winning teams and good teams and a good product out there for the fans. And whatever sport it is, that's what they aim to do. Their most success obviously is with the Red Sox. Roush Fenway Racing in NASCAR isn't, exactly a super winning team, but they're only a partner in that. They're not in complete control. I'm not sure exactly how Liverpool does in the English Premier League because I don't watch soccer at all. But I know that with the Red Sox, they're big on winning. They're always trying to put a winning product out there. They have good people in, their baseball operations. They're willing to spend money, and I would expect the same with them in the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Pittsburgh's obviously been a team that's had a ton of success over the last 15 or so years in the NHL, and I don't think that's going to change with this ownership change. But that's obviously some pretty significant news that Mario Lemieux would no longer be a, majority stakeholder. Burkle would no longer be a majority stakeholder. And Fenway Sports Group possibly taking over the Pittsburgh Penguins. The agreement is in place. It just needs to be approved by the NHL Board of Governors. Again, I don't know of any reason why they wouldn't approve it. But that will be the final check next to the list of things that need to happen, and then this will become official. So ownership change looks like it's coming for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and obviously that's pretty significant with Fenway Sports Group taking over. But with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, links to our merchandise store donation link and channel memberships are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon.